yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience for your love with a cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration, beat in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. Take the thing to see. Just like a weed.
April 2nd, 1999 will forever go down as the most important date in human history. Since then, I have aged like fine wine, getting better and better by the day. And though there have been many people that have wished for my downfall, that have wished that I would just go away, I think it's about time that everyone comes to the realization that I am not going anywhere. I am just too damn good for my own good. I am exactly what I say I am. Even though Carmelo Hayes is the new NXT champion, you may as well start calling me him. But above all else, I am inevitable! And in case you haven't realized it, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the one and only DJ Storms! And I would like to welcome each and every single one of you to a very special Sunday stream, but it is not just any Sunday stream. No. You see, as you heard me say, it is indeed the most important date in all of human history, because on this day, the Lord said, let DJ Storms walk among us and grace us with his presence. And in case y'all don't already know, you already know who I am, Mr. Controversy, and the operator of the best damn Twitter handle. Shit. Do you smell that? Man, do you know what that is right there? Oh my God, I'm going to tell you what that is. That right there is the smell of absolute, pure, fucking excellence. Wait for it. Wait for it. To mankind! And this is the official rewind for WWE WrestleMania 39 night number 1. And it is, of course, my birthday. And check out that slick new piece of merchandise right there. Shout out to Mitch Kofsky for the sexy fucking design. My God. I'm feeling it, people. Are you feeling it? I'm feeling it. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day because it's my birthday. We're streaming live on YouTube. I mean, it's certainly not going to be a good day for StreamYard because I'm going to be fucking ditching them sooner rather than later. StreamYard absolutely fucking sucks horse meat cock, I swear to God. But nevertheless, we are here and we are all set to talk about WrestleMania night number 1. WrestleMania night number 1, man. I don't really want to be negative because there's barely anything to be negative about. But I don't know. Based on the reports that I've heard, I'm not really looking forward to what is to come after WrestleMania. Because apparently, according to reports, Vince McMahon was indeed backstage. Vince McMahon was backstage at Monday Night Raw. Not Monday Night Raw, WrestleMania. For all we know, he could be backstage on Monday Night Raw tomorrow. But Vince McMahon, he was backstage. He was on a headset. And by the way, the mustache story was not false. The mustache story was not a work. As you can see, the mustache is indeed real. That's probably going to be a new meme going forward from here on out. But based on the fact that Vince McMahon was on the headset and he was actually giving opinions here and there, I'm not really looking forward to what is to come. I don't want to be negative, but I have a feeling that last night, and then probably tonight, if tonight goes well, it could be one of the greatest, if not the greatest WrestleMania of all time. I have a bad feeling that this could be Triple H's last big hurrah. I have a bad feeling in my mind. I don't want to put it out there, but I just have a feeling that this is going to be Triple H's last stand. Because if Vince, originally, he said that he was back to just sell the company, then he's booking WrestleMania matches, then he's showing up backstage, and now he's in Gorilla on a fucking headset. Triple H, who has conversations with Vince over creative, I don't know what to even think other than Vince McMahon will be back in charge completely after WrestleMania is over. I really don't know what else to tell you. All the signs have pointed towards doomsday. All the signs have pointed towards Vince McMahon reclaiming all the power that he lost and just completely demolishing Triple H's vision and completely halting the process of true rehabilitation before it even gets started. Because if we're going to be quite honest here, after WrestleMania is over, that's the true reset. That's the true reset for the company, where everything is going to start anew and everything is going to be rebuilt up going into next year's WrestleMania. I don't know why, but I just have this bad feeling in my gut. That after WrestleMania Night 2 is over, no matter what happens, that's going to be Triple H's last stand, and we're all going to go back to the same shit that we got before Vince McMahon retired back in July. Now, I don't want people to misconstrue what I'm saying. WrestleMania Night number 1 was fantastic. It will probably go down as one of the best shows of the year, probably one of the best shows that WWE has ever produced. Everything that happened, well, at least 99% of what happened, everything or almost everything that we saw screamed WrestleMania worthy. Everything that we saw screamed Triple H produced. And I really couldn't have asked for anything better. Than what we got last night. Easily one of the best shows of the year, and WrestleMania Night number 1 will indeed be a show that a lot of people look back on, and they're going to be watching with smiles from ear to ear. But I just cannot help but feel, based on the report from Fightful and from PW Insider and multiple sources, I think Dave Meltzer even reported it as well, Vince being backstage in Gorilla on a fucking headset, pitching ideas and shit, I can't help but feel as though that after WrestleMania, it's all over for Triple H. And Vince McMahon will indeed be back full-time. So if I was all of you, I would definitely take some time, take a step back, and enjoy tonight. I hope you enjoyed last night, and then you can enjoy tonight too, because I really do believe that everything is going to come crumbling down on all of us tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw. I don't want to believe that, but at this rate, based on the fact that it's Vince McMahon of all people, and it is WWE, and they're known for disappointing us more than they are giving back to us, I don't really know what to tell you. I really don't even know what to tell you. But nevertheless, we're going to go over everything that took place at WrestleMania. Once again, thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you to Hooligan. Thank you to Grego John. Thank you to the Final Hoss. You guys are fantastic. Thank you all for all of the birthday wishes so far. And I've been getting a shit ton of messages since early in the morning. Once again, I apologize for all of the bullshit with the fucking Wi-Fi and the connection. And I am going to get a new streaming software. I heard of this new streaming software called Melon. It's called Melon. And apparently it doesn't lag. So hopefully, probably this Saturday on the LFU, I will be able to hook up with Melon. I will get me a streaming platform account with Melon, and I will set everything up for the LFU on Saturday, and we will see how everything is going to work out. Hopefully, we will not have any lagging. But I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you. You guys have been fantastic. By the way, I see Dylan and Miss Lisa Marie actually just joined. You damn right, I am a fighter jet of awesomeness. I am an absolute fucking stud. Thank you guys for all the support throughout WrestleMania week, even with the technical difficulties. You guys have been amazing all week. We've been doing some great shit with the Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor material and the rundown for WrestleMania and the rundown for Stand and Deliver and the dual rewind yesterday. And I've been uploading some shorts. I had an ISPW vlog uploaded as well. You guys have been fantastic, and you guys are the reason why I do this. You guys are awesome. Please make sure, if you haven't already done so, to follow me on social media at HistoryMakerDJS. That is at HistoryMakerDJS, both on Twitter and Instagram. You can also add me on Facebook as well for collaborations and business inquiries. Please send me an email. My email is, of course, StormsTakeOver@gmail.com. Please make sure that you like the official DJ Storms business page, and I may just send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms Posse group on Facebook. That is, all of those links are in the description. If you missed the rewind for NXT Stand and Deliver and Supercard of Honor, that link is indeed in the description. Go check that out. We went match for match, show for show. We talked a little bit about everything. I believe there was about 19 matches across all shows, or both shows rather. 19 matches across both shows. We talked about them a little bit. We talked about the future of the winners and the losers when it comes to those matches. So please, if you missed it, go and check that out. Please make sure, if you haven't already done so, please go check out Brittany K. Shout out to Brittany K. Brittany K is awesome. Brittany K, she is an official sponsor of the DJ Storms brand. She does fantastic graphic designs and drawings and edits from scratch on an iPad. She is multi-talented. She is one of the nicest human beings that I have ever met. So if you guys are looking for some quality edits and drawings and graphic designs, and if you want some Twitter abbeys and Twitter banners, you can go check her out. She does fantastic designs. She is an official sponsor of the DJ Storms brand, and I could not be happier to call her my friend as well. Please make sure, if you have not already done so, please make sure that you hit the like button that is on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or Twitch. Go and check out all the stream links, and wherever you're supporting it from, like it and share it out on all platforms, social media, including Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, Snapchat, and TikTok. Many, many more in between as well. Of course, please make sure that if you haven't already done so, that you hit the subscribe button, whether it be on my YouTube channel or the Hardcore Sports YouTube channel, because you want to be a big-time member of both the Hardcore Sports brand and the DJ Storms brand, especially the Hardcore Sports brand, because Hardcore Sports brand, we are looking to be the #1 brand in all of sports analytics. We are approaching 400 subscribers on YouTube, so please go and subscribe on YouTube if you have not already done so. It is very vital, and as you can see on the Hardcore Sports channel, I am dressed to impress always, so you got to make sure that you are indeed supporting the DJ Storms brand and the Hardcore Sports brand. And of course, when you hit the subscribe button, be sure to hit that notifications bell with a huge coup de grace. That way you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube. Because whenever I pop up on YouTube, oh baby, it is the best time to be on YouTube, because it's the only time that you will get to see this glorious, glorious sideburn chin strap combination and this beautiful mustache right here. Hey, Hula Grim, are you ready for it? Because it's time for a little birthday spectacular right here with this beautifully crafted magical ace comb. And we're going to light it up right here on the stream on a Sunday, on my birthday. 24 years of reverence, motherfuckers, with a little and a dash of and a whole lot of because like a chicken sandwich with barbecue sauce and Munster cheese, just like Chinese food with a little beef lo mein and pork fried rice and steamed dumplings. I am just so I am just so fucking good. I am the tastiest snack in the IWC, and even with a faulty fucking streaming software like this shit-ass StreamYard that has gone completely up in smoke, I am still the best and the tastiest snack in the IWC. But I think that we are going to get straight into the festivities here. Let's talk about WrestleMania, night number one. Night number one, we had a little open with The Miz and Snoop Dogg. They did a little intro, and they ran down the matches that we were going to get on night one. Really nothing crazy. It was nothing over the top. Unfortunately, they had to come back before the main event, and they gave us one little blemish on the show, which we will talk about, and I have a feeling that that had Vince McMahon written all over it. But the actual show kicked off with a United States Championship match. It was John Cena and Austin Theory. I'm going to be quite honest here. If it wasn't for the crowd, I don't think that this match would have been as good as it was. And it really wasn't all that spectacular. If I'm going to be quite honest with you, based on the build, this was probably one of the bigger disappointments of the weekend. Not even lying to you. This match was very, very, very basic. It's almost like they took a page out of Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant's playbook. That match, now for the time period that it was in, it was a fine match. But if you look back on that match was probably one of the most basic matches that anyone could have ever done. Now, this John Cena Austin Theory match, it was pretty much in the same light. It was nothing but a fucking basic run-of-the-mill match that anyone could have produced. There was nothing special about this match whatsoever. And that right there, that was very, very, very disappointing. Not saying that it was a terrible match. I know what a terrible match is. It was not terrible. but it was not anything that screamed WrestleMania worthy. It didn't live up to the hype. Cena looked great. Theory looked great. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, yeah, you're going to have to go back and rewatch this match. This was a WrestleMania-worthy match. It wasn't. It wasn't. It was rather disappointing. So, Theory took over on Cena early. We had a roll-through blockbuster for a 2. Roll-through dropkick by Theory for a 2. Cena locked in the STF. Theory bit Cena's hand to break it. Cena was caught with a DDT for a 2. Theory was then on the defense as John Cena mounted a comeback. Cena mounted a comeback. He had a 5-knuckle shuffle. He went for the AA, but the official was knocked down. Theory was locked in the STF again. Theory tapped out, but the ref was down. It was down. Theory did not lose, even though he technically tapped out because there was no referee. Official was nowhere to be seen. Theory with a low blow. Theory hit an A-town down, and it only took one. You heard me correctly. It only took one. It only took one A-town down, and John Cena fell to the young prodigy known as Austin Theory in a match that lasted just over 11 minutes. If it was not for the crowd, this would have probably been the worst match of the night. If it was not for the crowd, if it was not for the atmosphere, if it was not for the energy that was in the arena, this match would have easily been the worst match of the night. And that's not because both of them did not do what they needed to do. Both of them looked great. But at the end of the fucking day, I mean, holy shit. After a build and the promo that we saw with John Cena, and that is all we get, an 11-minute match, that's all that these two are good for? That's really all that these two are good for? No excitement, no crazy near falls, nothing. Now, my guess as to why it went so short, my guess is that they wanted to really put Austin Theory over big time. And if that's the case, I get it. I get it. I really do. But I mean, holy fuck, you really couldn't have given us a little bit more. You really couldn't have given us some cool near falls. You really couldn't have given us some big time maneuvers. You couldn't have given us some top rope AAs or something like that. Nothing. Nothing. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. If anything, after what we got with the fucking Miz and Pat McAfee segment later on in the night, you could have taken that off the show and given these two 5 more minutes. It felt like it was just getting good, and then it just ended. It felt like it was just getting good, and then it just ended. Now, props to John Cena. Props to John Cena because if Theory won with only one A-town down, that right there puts Theory over big time. That puts Theory over big time. And right now, Theory, he's looking like one of the most credible individuals on the WWE roster. I have no problem with that. I just fucking hate the fact that we had such a great build, especially with John Cena coming out and just burying Austin Theory in the way that he did. And then this was the match that we got. That was the one thing that was disappointing to me. Regardless, Theory looked great. Cena looked great. It was not a terrible match, but it was probably the most basic match that they could have done, and a rather disappointing one. If it wasn't for the crowd, it probably would have been the worst match of the night. But we had the right outcome. Austin Theory retains the United States Championship, as he should. And Austin Theory, he is doing very, very well with that United States Championship, and I cannot wait to see what he does going into the spring and summer. Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Alpha Academy versus the Street Profits versus the Viking Raiders. This match didn't even go 10 minutes, but it was probably one of the best matches of the night. This match didn't even go 10 minutes, yet it outshined John Cena and Austin Theory. Who would have fucking thunk it? Who would have fucking thunk that these 4 teams would have outshined John Cena and Austin Theory? That right there is, I don't know. That right there is actually, it's pretty shocking. pretty shocking. But let me tell you something. These 4 teams, they went in there and they fucking tore the house down. 8 minutes. With 8 minutes, they gave you one of the best matches of the weekend. And that right there is to be respected. This was fantastic. For 8 minutes, fantastic. The fight started out hot. The Viking Raiders were taking out everyone. They hit a Ragnarok powerbomb on Ford. Strowman came in with a double shoulder tackle on the Viking Raiders. Chad Gable came in, gave us one of the best looking spots of the night. Chad Gable did an O'Connor roll, German suplex, picture fucking perfectly. A picture fucking perfect O'Connor roll, German suplex on Braun Strowman. Absolutely fucking unbelievable. Strowman kicked out. Gable tagged in. Dawkins tagged in. Ivar tagged in. Ivar with a moonsault, but he missed. Dawkins rolled out of the way. Braun Strowman then said, all right, you know what, Gable? I'm going to try and top you. Braun Strowman, like a fucking maniac, he dives off the top rope with a beautiful fucking frog splash onto Ivar. And then everyone broke it up. Huge fucking frog splash onto Ivar, and everyone broke it up. Strowman was out of it. We had a big spot where we had, I believe it was Strowman and Ivar had, I think, what was it? Oh, no, it may have been Otis. It may have been Otis and Strowman. Otis and Strowman had the Viking Raiders on their shoulders, and the Viking Raiders had Montez Ford up in a suplex position. Ricochet does a crossbody onto Montez Ford, and everyone comes fucking tumbling down. Absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable spot. Probably one of the best looking spots of the night. Strowman then did the Strowman Express. He pounced Dawkins. He pounced Ivar. He pounced Gable. He pounced Otis. He was pouncing everyone. Dawkins then came out of nowhere and fucking rammed Braun Strowman into the barricade. We had Ricochet with a fucking shooting star press over the top onto the pile of humanity. Ricochet then went for the shooting star press, but Dawkins got the knees up. And then Montez Ford hit the from the heavens frog splash to win what was a fantastic fatal 4-way. And I don't mind the Street Profits winning whatsoever, because I have a feeling that with the Street Profits winning, they could very well be the first challengers for the new Undisputed Tag Team Champions, which we will talk about later on the stream. They will be the first challengers for the new Undisputed Tag Team Champions, and we will indeed see a hell of a match between the Street Profits, KO and Sami Zayn, and that could very well spark up the build towards the official breakup of the Street Profits. That's how I see things working out, but I did not mind whatsoever that the Street Profits got the win here. No complaints whatsoever. Fantastic match. Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. Logan Paul and Seth Rollins had 2 great WrestleMania entrances. Logan Paul zip-lined to the ring. It was also his 28th birthday yesterday, so happy belated birthday to Logan Paul. So for Seth Rollins came out wearing a fucking poofy red coat. He looked fucking ridiculous. So listen, I love Seth Rollins, but sometimes his fucking attire, it's just so fucking over the top that it legitimately makes him look like a fucking doofus. It really. I love Rollins, but some of his attires really make him look fucking retarded. I love him, but I'm just being honest here. This attire was terrible. The match was great, but that attire, oh my God, that attire was terrible. So for Seth Rollins' entrance, we had an official LA orchestra conductor conducting the battle cry for Seth Rollins, the theme song, the oh, whoa, and we had 80,000 people doing the battle hymn for Seth Rollins with the orchestra conductor, which I actually thought that was a great touch right there. I thought that was great. So, Logan Paul, he came out with a Prime energy drink mascot, which is the official energy drink of Logan Paul. Logan Paul, he delivered what they're calling the Maverick Lariat. People are saying that he does a better buckshot than Adam Page. No, he fucking doesn't. Come on. Adam Page is the best when it comes to that. So Logan Paul, then with a diving crossbody and a moonsault for a 2, gut wrench suplex for a 2, he leaped up to the top rope. Logan Paul leaped up to the top rope in one fell swoop. Leaped up to the top rope in one fell swoop, and he delivered a moonsault, but Rollins moved out of the way. Rollins then mounted a comeback, delivered not 1, not 2, but 3 suicide dives. 3 suicide dives. 3 suicide dives. Rollins then stomped Paul's hand on the steel steps. He stomped Paul's hand on the steel steps. Rollins and Paul then traded pinfalls back and forth. Paul hit the big punch, and Michael Cole mentioned that there is a titanium screw in Logan Paul's hand, which is from a previous injury. There's a titanium screw in Logan Paul's right hand. Logan Paul hit the punch. He hit the punch, and Seth Rollins kicked out because Paul was not able to capitalize. Paul was then caught with a sit-out powerbomb for a 2. The Prime mascot then saved Logan Paul, and it turned out to be one of Logan Paul's business partners in KSI. Now, I have never heard of KSI, but apparently he is a business partner of Logan Paul, and he's a sponsor for Prime Energy Drink as well. So KSI saved Logan Paul. They tore apart the table. KSI was filming Seth Rollins while he was on the table. Logan Paul wasn't paying attention. Seth Rollins pulled KSI onto the table, and Logan Paul didn't realize that he was jumping on KSI until it was too late. He had already committed to the jump, and he had no choice but to splash onto KSI. So KSI was splashed through a table. All of a sudden, Rollins, back in the ring, Rollins hit Logan Paul with a pedigree, and Logan Paul kicked out. Rollins then was hit with a GTS. Logan Paul went up top, and Logan Paul delivered a beautiful frog splash. Rollins kicked out. Logan Paul then went to go Shane O'Mac style. He went to go coast to coast. Seth Rollins caught him with a super kick in midair. Seth Rollins hyping himself up, delivers the stomp right on the money to Logan Paul, and Seth Rollins beats Logan Paul in a match that was more WrestleMania worthy than about 80% of the last 10 WrestleMania matches that we've seen. Out of the last 10 WrestleManias, all of those matches across the last 10 WrestleManias since WrestleMania 29, this match was more WrestleMania worthy than 80% of them. That's how good Logan Paul is. And I mean, Seth Rollins, what can I say about Seth Rollins? Seth Rollins is Seth Rollins. He will go down as one of the greatest of all time. Easily one of the best matches of the night. Easily one of the best matches of the year. And easily a match that will go down as probably one of Seth Rollins' best matches of all time. And who would have thought it was against a guy like Logan Paul? Who would have thought that Logan Paul had this in him? But after everything that we've seen with Logan Paul, if WWE does not re-sign Logan Paul after what he can do in that ring, they would be completely fucking foolish. They would be foolish if they were not to re-sign Logan Paul. Logan Paul is probably the greatest celebrity turned professional wrestler in the history of the business. Logan Paul is phenomenal. Unbelievable match. A match that was beyond WrestleMania worthy. And Seth Rollins gets a much deserved WrestleMania win here at WrestleMania 39 in SoFi Stadium. I am going to mention this for as long as I possibly can. Trish Stratus and Lita and Damage Control and Becky Lynch. I said it from the beginning. The feud was pretty much dead after Raw 30, and the feud really had no business of continuing. Everything about this match just screamed Vince McMahon. It screamed Vince. I didn't care. I don't understand how anyone could care. But I will say this. This match, it was a lot better than I expected. And I will give credit to all 6 of these women. They worked hard. They did what they needed to do. And in the end, we got ourselves a decent little trios match. A decent little women's trios match. No one embarrassed themselves. It did not bring the show down. It was a fine trios women's match. That was it. But I'm going to be quite honest here. Did this match belong on WrestleMania? The answer is no. The answer is no. I am sorry to disappoint you. I am sorry to piss you off. But at the end of the fucking day, these 6 women, as hard as they worked, they did not need to be on WrestleMania. I've been saying this for years. WrestleMania shouldn't even be 2 nights. WrestleMania should not even be 2 nights. WrestleMania should be 1 night. WrestleMania should be 1 night. WrestleMania should be 8 matches. WrestleMania should be from 7 to 11 on a Sunday night. And then you can do the NXT show the night prior instead of in the afternoon. And in the end, everything would work out better. Everything would flow better. Nothing would be overkill. I am sorry, but 2 nights of WrestleMania is fucking overkill. It really is. But the match itself was not bad. There was no botches. Everyone worked hard. And it did not take away from what was a great show. So I can't really shit on this match. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you, yeah, it belonged on the show. No. This did not belong on the show. I'm sorry to tell you, but Damage Control has been dead for months now. Damage Control, I've said it once, I'll say it again. When it comes to Damage Control, it's probably Triple H's biggest failure ever since he took over WWE Creative. Damage Control just is not it. It's not. They're a fucking faction of women's jobbers, virtually. Now, was the match bad? No, it was not bad. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this was WrestleMania worthy when the story going into this match was the fact that Becky Lynch has beaten Damage Control time and time and time again, but yet they keep coming back, so she needs to call upon aging legends like Lita and Trish Stratus, no matter how great they may look at their age, and trust me, they look great, but we did not need this match. We did not need Trish. We did not need Lita, and we did not need Damage Control on WrestleMania. It was nothing more than a way to get more women on the show. Simple. Now, when it comes to Damage Control, I really don't know where they're headed. I'm guessing after WrestleMania, this could be the end. This could be the end of Damage Control. And we could indeed be seeing the complete split, and all these 3 women will go on their own separate ways. We'll see what happens, but if you ask me, I would love to see Io Sky go on her separate way, and I would love to see Io Sky win the Queen of the Ring tournament at the end of May. And Io Sky is the woman to go up against Asuka when Asuka wins the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. And Asuka would hold that championship going into SummerSlam. We get Io and Asuka. That right there would be a fucking major match for SummerSlam. Damage Control, Becky Lynch, Lita, Trish Stratus. So Becky was isolated early on. Becky got the tag to Lita. Lita mounted a comeback. She delivered a nice inverted Rana into the buckle. We had a knee to Io Sky, snapmare driver for a 2. Lita then was kicked by Kai. Io tried to wear down Lita. We had some triple kicks. Lita was down. Lita then hit a double DDT on Damage Control. Trish got the tag. Lutez pressed by Trish on Dakota Kai. Chops to Kai. Double takedown by Stratus. Neckbreaker on Kai for a 2. Kai then reversed the Stratus faction, but she ended up catching it anyway because Kai was hanging over the top turnbuckle, and they were facing the floor. Io and Bayley were on the floor, and Trish delivered Stratus faction off of the top buckle to the floor onto the rest of Damage Control. We then had a spinebuster on Dakota Kai for a 2. Tag to Becky, leg drop on Kai for a 2. Disarm her, but Bayley saved it. Becky then slapped Bayley. We had a sliding lariat by Bayley. Rose Plant connects, but Lita saved it. Stratus faction on Dakota Kai. Stratus faction. Bayley then with a Bayley to belly on Trish. Everyone spilled to the outside of the ring. Io with a beautiful moonsault onto everyone. Big brawl broke out. We had a twist of fate on Io by Lita. Chick kick on Dakota Kai. Double Lita salt. Kai and Io were taken out. Becky then with a manhandle slam to Bayley from the middle rope. And Becky and the MILFs, known as Lita and Trish Stratus, they get the win at WrestleMania. Better than expected. Better than expected. Better than expected. But at the end of the day, did it need to be on WrestleMania? The answer is no. The answer is no. It did not need to be on WrestleMania. And at the end of the day, this show could have done without this match. The show could have done without this match. Did it make the show worse? No. No. Everyone worked hard. We got a decent trios match, but it was just not WrestleMania worthy. It wasn't. I'm sorry. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't WrestleMania worthy. Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. This was actually one of the matches that I was looking forward to the most. So, Dominic Mysterio, he's been running with this prison dom act for a while now. He's been running with this prison dom act for a while now, and he decided to take it to the next level. Instead, he decided to have the LAPD escort. He had the fucking LAPD escort him wearing a purple luchador mask, a purple luchador-inspired Rey Mysterio mask, and he had the LAPD escort him. They didn't even escort him on the ramp. They escorted him through the crowd. They escorted him through the crowd in handcuffs, and then they unhandcuffed him when they got to the ringside area. I thought that was awesome. So Rey Mysterio had a great entrance too. Rey Mysterio, he had Snoop Dogg drive him to the ring in a Cadillac, in a lowrider, and they played Eddie Guerrero's theme, which I thought was fucking awesome. That was awesome. So Rey and Dominic, this match was fucking fun. This was fun as all hell. Probably, now I don't want to say that this was one of the best matches of the night. I'm not saying that this was one of the best matches of the year, but this is probably one of the most fun matches that you will see throughout all of WrestleMania weekend. This was fucking fun. And the story made it even more fun. Really, really, really fun stuff from everyone involved here. We had the Judgment Day involved. We had the Latino World Order involved. We had the Rey Mysterio family involved. Everyone involved in this was fucking fun. Everyone involved in this made this as fun as it was. So Rey Mysterio with a Hurricane Rana. He then took his belt off, did Rey Mysterio, and he whipped Dominic with his belt. Dominic Dominic, this was great. So Dominic, after he got whipped in his ass by Rey Mysterio with Rey Mysterio's belt, he goes over to his own family. He goes over to his own family, and you got Rey Mysterio's daughter, his sister, Dominic's sister, Aaliyah, and then Rey Mysterio's wife, Dom's mother, Angie. So Dom takes a red Solo cup, which I'm assuming was filled with water. He takes a red Solo cup, and he throws the drink in Aaliyah's face. He throws the fucking drink in Aaliyah's face, and I'm sitting here thinking, man, Dominic's a dick. I love it. I was laughing my ass off when I saw that shit. Laughing my fucking ass off. What a dick. What a fucking dick Dominic Mysterio is. I cannot get enough of it. I love it. I love douchebag Dom. I think it's great. So Dom throws the drink in his sister's face like a fucking prick. All of a sudden, Dominic then takes control of the match. Meishinuku driver in the ring for a 2. Rey's wife, Angie, Dom's mother, slaps Dominic. Rey Mysterio mounts a comeback with a senton, diving crossbody for a 2, and then a sunset flip powerbomb. All of a sudden, the Judgment Day come out to watch. Dom with an alley-oop facebuster, and Rey's head hits the bottom turnbuckle, which I thought was a great spot. Dom then went for the 3 Amigos, but Rey Mysterio mounted a comeback, hit a 619. He went up. Dominic was out, but Damian Priest and Finn Balor got involved. Dominic Mysterio, he was aided by Priest and Finn. And then, after the Judgment Day was about to attack Rey, the Latino World Order came out. Legado del Fantasma came out. Escobar then delivered a beautiful suicide missile dive to Damian Priest. Dominic then hit a 619. This is where I thought he was actually going to win the match. Frog splash, but Rey Mysterio kicked out. Dom then took off the top turnbuckle to distract the ref. Damian Priest, who left the blazer, Damian Priest left his blazer in the corner. So Damian Priest, after he left his blazer in the corner, Dom went to the blazer, and he pulled out a steel chain. And he went to hit Rey Mysterio with the chain, but Bad Bunny, who was on Spanish commentary, took the chain away from him. Rey hit a 619 on Dominic Mysterio, and then he hit the big splash, and Rey Mysterio wins the match 1, 2, 3, and Rey Mysterio defeats his son Dominic, gets revenge, and finally puts this Judgment Day issue to rest, hopefully. Now, first of all, fun is all hell. Lived up to the expectations, and I love how Rey Mysterio and his son work together. Really, really, really fun stuff. Now, what happens going forward? I don't know. What happens with Rey Mysterio? Well, if you're asking me, I would not mind seeing Rey Mysterio move over to Monday Night Raw, and I would not mind seeing Rey Mysterio challenge Austin Theory for the United States Championship. I think those two would put on a really, really, really good match. So if you want to do that match, possibly at Backlash, I would not mind it. Dom, now it looks like, considering Bad Bunny is hosting Backlash, which is going to be in San Juan, Puerto Rico, we could very well see Bad Bunny versus Dominic Mysterio, which I would not mind. After what we saw from Bad Bunny at the last time was at the 2021 Night 1 of WrestleMania 37. If that's the case, then you know what? Bad Bunny could be one hell of an opponent for Dominic Mysterio. And if Triple H, he's got big plans for Dominic Mysterio, according to the reports, I think a match with Bad Bunny would really do Dominic Mysterio good. Really, really, really fun stuff. And Dominic Mysterio, if he's going into a program with Bad Bunny at Backlash, I mean, that right there would be one hell of a fucking match, especially after what we know Bad Bunny can do. That's going to be one entertaining fucking match. And then Rey Mysterio, I mean, Rey Mysterio is very, very versatile. Rey Mysterio is very, very versatile. You can put him anywhere on the card, and he will fit like a glove. Maybe we get a tag team match. Maybe we get Rey and Bad Bunny versus Dominic and Damian Priest. Maybe we get that match. I wouldn't mind that either. I would not mind that either. Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. This is for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, first off, let me take a drink. Let me take a drink of my ice water. I have been very hard on Charlotte Flair. I believe I have called her a selfish bitch. I believe I have called her a piece of shit. I believe I have called her manipulative. I have said that she only cares about herself and that she is not anyone's friend and she politics in order to get what she wants. Which, by the way, I just want to let you guys know that that is all factual information. I hope that you guys are well aware that everything that I just said is 1000% true. And if you do not like that, then you can suck my 24-year-old cock. Just want to make sure everyone is aware of that. So everything that I said is true, and I've been hard on her, rightfully so, because she has offered nothing but grief to WWE programming. But above all else, I have called her a WrestleMania bedshitter. And the reason being is because every single time that Charlotte Flair is on WrestleMania, she always leaves a blemish on WrestleMania. She always leaves a bad taste in people's mouths when she has a WrestleMania match. WrestleMania 32, it was Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha for the newly minted Women's Championship. And everyone and their mother knew that Sasha Banks should have won that match. They gave it to Charlotte because she's Charlotte. Meanwhile, that should have been Sasha's moment from the word go. As soon as Sasha Banks was announced for that match, that championship should have been signed, sealed, and delivered, written in blood for Sasha Banks. But they gave it to Charlotte because Charlotte Flair. They gave it to Charlotte because Charlotte Flair is the greatest of all time. WrestleMania 34. Asuka and Charlotte Flair, title versus streak, and Charlotte Flair ends Asuka's undefeated streak, undeservingly, might I add, and buries Asuka completely. Buries Asuka. Then we get to WrestleMania 35, and we have one of the worst WrestleMania main events in history, and Charlotte becomes shoehorned Charlotte because she was shoehorned into the match with Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey because you can't have a women's main event at WrestleMania without Charlotte Flair. She actually made the match worse when all people wanted was Ronda and Becky at the time, and she was pissed because Becky Lynch got an easy ticket to WrestleMania because Nia Jax broke her face. And she needed to be in the main event of WrestleMania because of the fact that she's Charlotte Flair and she politicked her way into it like the selfish, manipulative bitch that she is. Then we get to WrestleMania 36. And who does she face? Rhea Ripley, who at the time is the NXT Women's Champion. And Charlotte Flair beats Rhea Ripley. Charlotte Flair takes the NXT Women's Championship from Rhea Ripley and buries Rhea Ripley for about 3 years before we get Rhea Ripley joining the Judgment Day and she resurrects her own career. Charlotte buries Ripley at WrestleMania 36 in an empty PC. Then we get to WrestleMania 38, and at WrestleMania 38, we get ourselves one of the worst women's matches and one of the worst matches in WrestleMania history with Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania with Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And Charlotte Flair shits the bed, being that that match took away from what was otherwise a great show for WrestleMania night number 1 last year. Charlotte Flair has done nothing but shit the bed at WrestleMania after WrestleMania after WrestleMania after WrestleMania. Blemish after blemish after blemish after blemish. It's like this woman can't fucking deliver at WrestleMania. I can confidently say it was like a fucking reverse Undertaker streak. The Undertaker was delivering banger after banger after banger at WrestleMania with win after win after win. Charlotte Flair was coming on in, delivering shit moment after shit moment after shit moment. It was a streak that could not be broken. It was a streak greater than the Undertaker's. I can confidently say that streak has been broken. The streak has been broken, and for the first time in her career since the last woman standing match with Becky Lynch at Evolution in 2018, Charlotte Flair has given us a memorable moment. This was perhaps the second memorable moment that Charlotte Flair has actually given us in her entire career, and Charlotte Flair does the right thing reluctantly. You could tell by the look all over her face. I sensed it as soon as she came out. She came out with this fucking face like I should have been in the main event of WrestleMania. And my God, I was sitting there laughing. I was sitting there laughing my ass off. Laughing my ass off because the entitled bitch, the entitled golden goose known as Charlotte Flair didn't get the main event WrestleMania. Stone Cold saved us last year. The Bloodline and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens saved us this year. Snubbed again. And I could not be fucking happier. You could tell Charlotte Flair visibly fucking pissed that her master plan to main event WrestleMania failed once again. And you could tell by the look on her face, she did not want to put Rhea Ripley over. People are saying, oh yeah, she's friends with Rhea Ripley. No, she's fucking not. No, she's fucking not. If Rhea Ripley thinks that Charlotte Flair is her friend, she is sorely mistaken. Rhea Ripley has been fucking manipulated to think that Charlotte Flair actually gives a shit about her. Charlotte Flair couldn't give a shit about anyone but herself. Charlotte Flair did not want to put Rhea Ripley over, and she wanted to main event WrestleMania and win. But, of course, that didn't happen. And you know why it didn't happen? Because Triple H was put in a position where he was going to right a wrong. It's exactly what happened. She didn't main event because of the Bloodline, Sami Zayn storyline, and she did not win the match, and she had to put Rhea Ripley over because there was no other outcome. No other outcome. Fucking love it. And yes, I'm gonna say it. She lost last night. But it is indeed fuck Charlotte Flair all day, every day, and all of her supporters. Fuck Charlotte Flair. She may have lost, but she's still a piece of shit. She may have lost, but she's still a bitch. She may have lost, but she is still a disease to the women's division. Now, the match itself, though, excellent. Excellent match. Charlotte Flair finally gave us something memorable out of her mediocre career. And above all else, we had the right outcome. So Charlotte, clearly fucking pissed. I was laughing my ass off. Cry bitch. Cry bitch that you didn't get to main event WrestleMania. Rhea with some clotheslines. Charlotte with a crossbody. Rhea rolled through. Charlotte countered the Riptide into a DDT. Exploder suplex by Charlotte and a kip up. Charlotte then was caught up on the top. Rhea Ripley delivered a German suplex to Charlotte Flair from the top. Charlotte kicked out. Charlotte then delivered natural selection for a 2. Rhea was caught with a German suplex and a second one. Rhea delivered a German suplex of her own in which Charlotte Flair did a complete fucking backflip right on her face, which looked brutal. Both women now on the floor. Charlotte Flair with a beautiful moonsault onto the floor. Back into the ring. Ripley with the headbutt. Ripley hit the Riptide. Charlotte Flair kicked out. Ripley looked stunned. Now, when Charlotte Flair kicked out of the Riptide the first time around, I was like, shit. So we may have been saved by Charlotte Flair not main eventing WrestleMania, but it looks like that she could very well bury Rhea Ripley again. You would be lying to me. I can tell. If you tell me you weren't nervous after Charlotte Flair kicked out of the Riptide, you're fucking lying to me. You're lying to me. So Charlotte just got to the ropes after Rhea Ripley locked in the Prism. Charlotte got to the ropes. Charlotte then with a spear. Rhea kicked out again. Both women traded blows. Rhea was then driven into the post. Both women went up top. Ripley was chopped by Charlotte Flair. Charlotte was then bounced face first off of the post. And then Charlotte Flair was out on the top rope. Charlotte Flair was then caught by Ripley, and Ripley delivered an avalanche Riptide, which looked awesome. And Rhea Ripley beats Charlotte Flair to become the SmackDown Women's Champion, rightfully so. And right now, Rhea Ripley is currently the first and only woman in history so far to hold the NXT UK, NXT Women's, Raw Women's Tag Team, and the SmackDown Women's Championship. So that right there, that is one hell of a fucking accomplishment for Miss Rhea Ripley. After going through burial after burial after burial after burial, Rhea Ripley is indeed at the top of her game. She is the queen of the SmackDown Women's Division, and she is not going anywhere. Very, very happy to see that Rhea Ripley is on top of her game. And Charlotte Flair, the reign of terror of Charlotte Flair is indeed no more. The reign of terror from Charlotte Flair is indeed no more. And we will see, hopefully, less of Charlotte Flair, because apparently, I got a piece of news right here. Apparently, according to Dave Meltzer, Charlotte Flair could be taking on a non-wrestling role after WrestleMania. Apparently, according to Dave Meltzer of F4WOnline.com, he brought up Charlotte Flair's noticeable weight loss and how it could be related to an upcoming bodybuilding contest. Charlotte Flair even said in an interview with ESPN prior to talking about WrestleMania that she would actually like to participate in a bodybuilding contest over the course of the summer. And if that's the case, hallelujah, because we don't have to handle Charlotte Flair on television anymore. If Charlotte Flair is not going to be on TV, good. Charlotte Flair is not going to be on TV. Goodbye, Charlotte Flair. You will not be missed. Get the fuck out of here and don't ever come back. Ding dong, the reign of terror by Charlotte Flair is over. We're going to be singing Ding Dong, the Wicked Witch's career is dead. I hope to God she goes and does the bodybuilding contest and she doesn't come back. Less Charlotte Flair on television, the better. So if Charlotte Flair is going to go into a bodybuilding contest, good. Goodbye. You will not be missed. The division does not need you. Matter of fact, you make the division worse. But at the end of the day, Charlotte Flair, she did put on a great match. Probably the second best match of her entire career. Probably the most memorable thing that Charlotte Flair has ever done in her career. And Rhea Ripley rightfully wins the SmackDown Women's Championship. Charlotte Flair does not main event WrestleMania because it's fuck Charlotte Flair all day, every day. Bungle. The Miz. Miz was in the ring with Pat McAfee talking about how he sent out a WrestleMania Open challenge. This was a complete waste of time. This was probably the one thing that had Vince written all over it. This was the one thing that had Vince written all over it. Vince was on the headset, according to the reports. He had to slip one little thing on the show. we could have easily have gotten straight into the Kevin Owens-Sami Zayn match, but apparently we needed to get some sort of fucking whack match with The Miz wrestling Pat McAfee when The Miz is in a fucking sparkly-ass suit. Fucking stupid. Fucking stupid. What's up, Philly Halftime? How you doing? So Pat McAfee came out to challenge The Miz. Michael Cole was marking the fuck out. Michael Cole was marking the fuck out. So Miz was challenged by Pat McAfee. The Miz said no. And Pat McAfee, I don't know why. Pat McAfee, I don't know why I found this funny. But Pat McAfee, in a very cocky, braggadocious way, the fact that Pat McAfee came out and said this in a very braggadocious way, he goes, Miz, your tiny balls are showing. Which, I don't know why I laughed. I don't know why I laughed, but I did. It's probably because it's Pat McAfee. If anyone but Pat McAfee said this, it would have been cringe. But the fact that Pat McAfee said it, it was just great. So, Snoop made the match official. It was Pat McAfee versus The Miz. San Francisco 49ers football player George Kittle actually took out The Miz behind the referee's back. McAfee ended up winning with a punt to the face. Really a waste of time. Complete waste of time. I don't know why they put this on the show. And this, to me, sounded like nothing more than a fucking lame-ass way to get Pat McAfee on the show. And in the end, this had Vince McMahon written all over it. And this was probably the biggest blemish on WrestleMania. If they took this off of WrestleMania, it would have been a damn near perfect show. Outside, this was probably the only overbearing negative. There were a couple of minor negatives, but none in which I'm going to say, yeah, it completely derailed the show. This didn't derail the show, but it was probably the biggest negative on the show. Really could have done without this. Shout out to Earl Cole, by the way. Thank you very much for joining, Earl. Then we got ourselves the main event. The main event, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Jimmy and Jey Uso for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. If someone were to ask me what is the greatest tag team match in professional wrestling history that you've seen, I will answer Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page versus the Young Bucks at Revolution 2020, 2 weeks before the pandemic hit. That was undoubtedly the greatest tag team match of our generation. It may go down as the greatest tag team match of all time. Because the story that was told in that match, that story elevated Adam Page up into the stratosphere even more than he was already being elevated at that time. Adam Page and Kenny Omega versus the Young Bucks at Revolution 2020 was easily one of the greatest matches of all time. And those two teams, those four men, should be beyond proud of themselves. I'm not going to say that this was better, but my fucking God, did this match give that match a run for its money? This match was up there. This match was up there with the Young Bucks versus FTR matches. This was up there with the Briscoe FTR matches. This was up there with DIY versus FTR. This was up there with the fucking Undisputed Eras and the Viking Raider matches. This was up there with the Undisputed Era versus Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch matches. This was up there with the Usos and the New Day matches. This was one of the greatest tag team matches of our generation. And probably, if I was to rate this on a scale from 1 to 10 of the best tag team matches, I would probably say that this is right under. This was right under the Young Bucks versus Kenny Omega and Adam Page at Revolution. And then under that, number 3, it's DIY The Revival, 2 out of 3 falls at TakeOver Toronto. Those are my top 3 tag team matches of all time. Those are my top 3 tag team matches of all time. And Kevin Owens has main evented WrestleMania back-to-back years. What a fucking beast Kevin Owens is. What a beast Kevin Owens is. It is legitimately impossible for me to explain to you what this match was, what it meant. This was the culmination of a year-long storyline that saw Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn come from obscure. Look at where Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were last year. Sami Zayn was losing to Johnny Knoxville in a fucking comedy botch fest at WrestleMania night number 2. We got Sami Zayn then being nothing more than a fucking jobber heel, and then he joined the Bloodline. He joined the Bloodline. He was nothing more than a jobber heel, and he became the best aspect of the Bloodline almost immediately. Look at Kevin Owens. Look at Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens went into WrestleMania, and he was virtually buried by Stone Cold Steve Austin. Very entertaining match, but buried by Stone Cold Steve Austin. Then he went into a feud for 4 months with fucking Ezekiel, trying to convince everyone that he was fucking Elias. Then as soon as Triple H took over, Kevin Owens was wrestling more. He was putting on banger matches. He was going out there and proving to everyone why he was one of the best in the fucking business. He entered into the storyline with Sami Zayn and the Bloodline, with War Games going into the Rumble. And finally, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, they come together and they fight against the Usos for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. And my God, this will go down as, to me, this was probably the second best match of the year. Second best match of the year so far to me. Number one for me is still MJF Bryan Danielson in that Iron Man match at AEW Revolution. AEW Revolution to me is still the pay-per-view of the year, and Bryan Danielson, and MJF to me is still the match of the year. But WrestleMania night number 1, I would say, is the second best show of the year, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos, second best match of the year. Second best match of the year thus far. This will go down as one of the best. It may go down as WWE's best match of the year. Who fucking knows? Who fucking knows? And you're damn right, Didi. I'm looking fucking hot in this jacket and hot with the new fucking merch. Look at that shit. Look at how awesome that shit is. Look at it. Look at it. Anyway. The words that I described to you will not be able to do this justice at all. It really won't. So, we got ourselves Lil Uzi Vert singing Just Wanna Rock for the Usos. Crowd was loud as fuck. For Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn was isolated early on. Owens got the tag. Big swanton bomb onto the Usos. Frog splash off the apron to Jimmy. Frog splash in the ring to Jay. That got a 2. The Usos came back with an Uso splash. Kevin Owens kicked out. 2 super kicks from Owens. A cannonball on Jimmy. Jay was then hit with a brain buster on the apron. A brain buster on the apron by Sami Zayn to Jey Uso. And Jey Uso, I'm surprised he didn't break his neck. Kevin Owens then hit a swanton bomb. Jimmy kicked out. Zayn then tagged in. Uso splash on Jimmy by Sami Zayn. Jimmy kicked out. The Usos at this point become absolutely fucking obsessed. The Usos at this point become fucking obsessed. And they just viciously super kick Sami Zayn over and over and over again. Sami kept kicking out. Owens trying to mount the comeback, but the Usos double choke slammed Kevin Owens off of one announce table through another announce table. Absolutely fucking unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff. Then, after this, we had a 1D connecting. Sami Zayn was hit with the 1D. Sami kicked out. The fucking crowd went insane. The fucking crowd went insane. Absolutely fucking insane. Insane when Sami kicked out. So Jay then got in Sami's face saying that I called you my brother. I called you my brother. Jay with a haluva kick. Jay with the haluva kick to Sami Zayn. Sami then came back with an exploder suplex. An exploder suplex on the money. Owens came back into the ring. Tag, powerbomb, pop-up powerbomb to Jimmy. Pop-up powerbomb to Jay. Haluva kick to Jimmy. Stunner to Jay. 1, 2. Jay kicks out. Jay fucking kicks out of the stunner. Jay kicks out of the stunner. We then had double super kicks to Owens and Zayn. Usos went up top. Double Uso splash. Owens kicked out. The Usos couldn't believe it. Owens then was set up for a super 1D. Zayn then sent Jimmy Uso over the announce table. He sent Jimmy over the announce table. Owens with an avalanche fisherman suplex. Tag to Sami Zayn. Haluva kick to Jay. Jay was still in the corner. A second Haluva kick connects. Sami Zayn held Jey Uso in his chest. Owens with a stunner on the fucking money. Jimmy was out. And Sami Zayn with one final Haluva kick to Jey Uso pins Jey Uso, the man that always rejected Sami Zayn from the bloodline, the man who constantly called Sami a fake-ass oos. Sami Zayn gets a long time coming revenge on Jey Uso, and I loved what Michael Cole said. When Michael Cole saw Sami pinning Jey, he said, the bloodline be damned. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but oh my God. Oh my God, that was fucking awesome. That was one hell of a fucking line by Michael Cole, and this was easily the best match of the night, one of the best matches of the year, and the greatest tag team match that we've seen since Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page versus the Young Bucks at AEW Revolution. And we got ourselves one hell of a fucking show, an absolute banger of a show from top to bottom, minus a thing or two here or there. And in the end, WrestleMania night number 1 started off what could be, if they deliver tonight, could be one of the greatest WrestleManias that we have ever fucking seen. I can't wait for it. I, honest to God, cannot wait for it. It is going to be fucking amazing. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be beyond awesome. All we're missing now is Cody Rhodes. All we're missing now is Cody Rhodes beating Roman Reigns tonight, and we will finally get the true changing of the guard. One hell of a fucking match. One hell of a fucking night. Could not be happier for Sami Zayn. Could not be happier for Kevin Owens. And I am very much looking forward to what we could see in the future with this tag team title reign. It's going to be really fucking fun. But ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this edition. That wraps up this edition of The Rewind. You guys have been fantastic. We actually got out of here pretty quickly, and quicker than I expected. I thought we were still going to be here by 4, but we're actually getting out of here at a decent time. You guys have been awesome, and you guys are the reason why I do this. Greatly appreciate all of you. Thank you. Thank you to Hula Grim. Thank you to Dee Dee. Thank you to Dylan and Earl Cole. Thank you to Lisa Marie as well. You guys have made this one hell of a stream, one hell of a weekend, one hell of a birthday as well. And tomorrow, we're going to close it out with a bang because we got ourselves the rewind for WrestleMania night number 2. Should be one hell of a show tonight. Cannot wait to see what we have in store. You guys are awesome. Thank you once again. Do not forget, like, comment, and subscribe. Check out all those links in the description. Remember, it is 24 years of reverence. The importance that I bring to the IWC, the importance that I bring to life, it is absolutely unparalleled. Be sure to hit me up if you want one of these slick t-shirts. I will be getting them out to you sooner rather than later. But until tomorrow, actually, where we'll close out the weekend with a bang, I am DJ Storms. This has been The Rewind. But before we get out of here, ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to tell me, baby, who runs the IWC? I want you to say it. Everybody say it in the chat. Oh, I'm going to tell you who runs the IWC. That would be who? But DJ motherfucking Storms. And don't you forget it. Once again, thank you all, and happy birthday to your boy.